In question number 3, we are given that it's 260 kilometers from Patna to Ranchi by air and 330 kilometers by road. And then you can go there by plane in 30 minutes from Patna to Ranchi. But if you take a deluxe bus, it takes 8 hours. Now let's do part 1. Find the average speed of the plane, find the average speed of the bus, and find the average velocity of the plane and the average velocity of the bus. Here the point that they are trying to make is, let's say this is Patna and this is Ranchi. This is P, this is R. If you go by plane, you go the path of the shortest route. If you go by road, you may go like this, something like that. So if we are required to find the average speed of the plane, and this average speed will be equal to, because the plane is already taking the shortest path, so the distance traveled by the air. This distance is 260 kilometer. 260 kilometer. And if you go by road, you cannot take the path of the shortest distance. You have to go road by something like, which is a little longer, and this is 320 kilometer. So the average speed of plane will be equal to distance 260 kilometer divided by time, which is 30 minutes, and 30 minutes is half hour, and this will be 520 kilometer per hour. Now the average speed of the bus, since we are required to find the speed of the bus, which you see in the odometer reading, to take that average speed, it will be this distance, because the speed is not directional. It is the total distance traveled divided by time. So average speed of bus will be equal to this distance, 320 kilometer divided by half. Okay, it takes 88 hours. The distance will be 320 divided by 8, or 40 kilometer per hour. So this is part B, and in the part C, we are required to find the average velocity of the plane. Now for the plane, it's already taken the path of the shortest route, so the average velocity will be same. Average velocity of plane will be the same as 260 divided by half hour, or 520 kilometer per hour. But if the plane would have taken some other, instead of the direct route, if the plane maybe could have taken something like this, then its average velocity would be less. In part D, we are assuming that the plane is taking the path of the shortest route. And finally, the average velocity of the bus. Now for the bus, the shortest distance is this. So the average velocity will be the velocity vector pointing from P to R, and this velocity vector will have a distance same as the plane, the distance that plane takes to cover. So the average velocity of bus will be equal to 260 divided by 8, and if you divide this is kilometer per hour, and this will be 8 into 3, 24, 32.5 kilometer per hour. That completes question number 3. Since it's a simpler problem, we will also cover question number 4 in this same thing. 4 is, when a person leaves his home for sightseeing by his car, the meter reads 123,052 kilometers. When he returns home after 2 hours, the reading is 12,416 kilometers. What is the average speed of this car during this period? Well, all you have to do is subtract from this reading. So 416, it is 12,352 and 12,416. So from 12,416 you subtract 12,352 or 416 minus 31352 and divide it by 2 hours. That will give you the average speed. So the average speed is equal to, so 352 plus 48 is 448 plus 16. It is 48 plus 10, 58 plus 6, 64. 64 divided by 2 or 32 kilometer per hour. This is question number 4. Now, the average velocity. What is the average velocity? Because this is, let's say, the home, and from here it went somewhere from point A to point B. It went there and then it come back. So the average velocity will be the vector from the initial position to the final position. The initial position is same, the final position is the same. The magnitude of this vector will be 0. So the average velocity will be equal to 0 by 2 or 2. We keep say that displacement divided by time. And the displacement is 0 and time is 2 hours. So the average velocity is 0. Let us also take question number 5 in the same thing. Question number 5 says, an athlete takes 2 seconds to reach his maximum speed of 18 km per hour. What is the magnitude of his average acceleration? So the time is given in seconds and the speed is given in kilometer per hour. The first thing we will do is convert his speed into meter per second. And you should remember one formula to convert from max speed is equal to 18 kilometer per hour. If you are doing a lot of problem, it's always often good to remember the multiplication factor 5 by 18. If you multiply any kilometer per hour to 5 by 18, it becomes meter per second. So this becomes 18 cancel, 5 meter per second. And how does this 5 by 18 figure comes? 18, if you convert kilometer into hour, kilometer becomes 1000 meter and hour becomes 60 minutes, and when again multiplied with 60, this becomes 60. 0 cancels, 2 into 3 is 6, 2 into 5 is time, so 5 divided by 60 into 3 is 18. That is how we get the figure 5 by 18. So this is 5 meter per second. It reaches the 5 meter per second in 2 seconds. So the acceleration will be, average acceleration will be equal to change in the speed 5 delta v divided by delta t, or 5 divided by 2, or 2.5 meter per second square. So these were simpler problems that I hope you should have done yourself.